What's up, guys? So my daughter just had a birthday not that long ago, and she turned 9. So I was sitting there thinking about a few things, and I quit drinking about a month after my daughter was born. So next month, I will be sober for 9 years. And the story behind that is, I already was drinking quite a bit, but I was not what you would consider a drunk at that point in time. I started drinking more when me and my daughter's mom were together. And let's just say she made my life a living hell. I was very depressed. Didn't know how to really take care of it or address it in the right way. So she would steal money from me, gamble it away, and get mad at me, who worked. Granted, I worked 16 hours a day. I worked so much, and then I would get yelled at when nothing was done at the house. Mind you, I worked 16 hours a day at that point in time, and she doesn't have a job. To this day, she still doesn't have a job, but I'm not here to bash her. But at that point in time in my life, I was so depressed and so fed up with everything that's going on. And then next thing you know, she come to me and say, I'm pregnant. And at the time, I literally just left her because I was sick of her bullshit. And I thought this was one of those things where you break up with somebody and they turn around and say, no, I'm pregnant, and then just to get you back. So I kind of thought it was one of those deals. So I made her take like 4 pregnancy tests before I ended up telling her, well, let's go to the hospital and let's make sure that you really are pregnant. And sure shit, she was. And then I was like, fuck. All right, well, I'm going to be there for my daughter. And so I ended up getting back with her. And then the whole cycle just continued. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. And next thing you know, I was like, I'm done. I can't. I can't. And broke up with her again. And she used my daughter before she was even born. Used my daughter against me. Saying, well, you'll never see her in your life and blah, blah, blah. And so I get back with her again. And mind you, at this point, I'm drinking so heavy. It's the only time I'm sober is while I'm at work. And then as soon as I get home, I'm either opening moonshine, Jack Daniels, or polishing off another case of beer. I drank so much alcohol in that point in my life because how depressed I was, for how bad I just wanted to end it all. And I didn't want my daughter to grow up without her father, because a little long story short, I grew up without my biological father. He did a few things that ended him up in prison, And I mean, I visited him for as much as I could. And then by the time he got out, I was 18. Or I was 17 when he got out. And by the time that he was able to be around me, I was 18. And I gave him a chance to, be there. And he ruined that. And so now I don't have my biological father in my life because I want nothing to do with him, because he showed me what kind of a person he really was. And so when I talk about my dad from here on out, when I say my dad, it's my stepfather, whom I didn't start referring to him as my father until I was like my early 20s. I want to say like 22, 23, something like that. So for about as long as my daughter's been alive, I didn't refer to him as my dad because I didn't see him as my dad. And I wish I would have, because he was the only one that was there for me. He's the one who raised me. He is the reason I am who I am today. He is the reason why I love everybody, why I care about everybody. So I love that man to death. And I hope he sees this video. Daryl, I love you to death. You will always be my father. I may not call you dad, but you will always be my dad. And I thank you for being there, even though you didn't have to be. Anyway, getting back on track of everything. So I didn't want my daughter to not have her father in her life. So I got back with her mother again. And I got to the point where I was drinking so heavily, it was either my health or death. So heavy. So heavy. And I can't stress it enough. Alcoholism is a horrible disease, and I was becoming an alcoholic. If I wasn't already, I was becoming one. I was I was an alcoholic. I really was. And yeah, so I got to that point, and then eventually her and I ended up splitting again. And then she kept playing that game, like, you're gonna take me back, or I'm gonna keep her from you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, look, I'm done with this. Polished off what I had left in the house, and like, I'm done. And I drank the rest of the alcohol I had, and that next day afterwards, I was like, look, man, you need to clean up your act. You're either gonna unalive yourself from this alcohol, or you're gonna quit and you're gonna love life again, and you're gonna live for your daughter. And that's what I did. I decided, you know what, I'm done with the bottle, I'm done with beer, moonshine, I'm done with it all. I was like, I need to quit now. And that was for my daughter. It was about when she was a month old when I quit, and at the time her mother was keeping her from me, but I fought for it. I ended up getting physical custody of my daughter, and I think it's because I quit alcohol, because she tried to use that against me. She tried. And she's like, well, he's a drunk and blah, blah, blah. He don't need her. And yeah, so she tried to use that against me. But anyway, so over the course of 9 years, there were times that I wanted to drink, hanging out with old friends and all that throughout the years. They drink, and I know they went through some struggles too. Some of them with drugs and stuff like that. So, yeah. But over the course of those years, did I struggle when other people were drinking and I was not? Yeah. I mean, from that point on, I didn't step into a bar. I literally stepped into a bar, like an actual bar, not like Applebee's or anything like that, but like an actual bar. I didn't step foot in one till last year, and I was so uncomfortable. I didn't want to be around everybody that was drinking. So, do I still struggle with it sometimes? Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I don't like it that much. Most of the time when I drank, it was a party. But yeah, so updates for now. I mean, I'm doing great. Loving life, and I don't need a drink anymore. So, I mean, it's great. It's great. But that's my story. I mean, that's from when I went from casual drinking to when I became a drunk to now being 9 years sober. It's a long time. It doesn't feel like that because I'm watching my daughter grow up at the same time. I'm running out of memory on this card. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. Yeah, so the years flew by because I've been watching my daughter grow up. So I haven't really had any urge to drink. Because I'm happy being a father. I'm happy to have my daughter in my life. And I would not trade that for anything. So anyway, I love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the support. We're almost to 25,000 subscribers. And it's all thanks to you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for giving this guy who probably has no business being on a camera some support. I'm really loving this, and I can't wait to go many years doing this with you guys. So anyway, I love you. Thanks for watching. God bless. Don't forget to like. Best thing you guys can do for people like me in this situation is to like the videos, because more people will see it if you do. More people who interact with it. And if you're creating a YouTube, by the way, and you want to become a YouTuber, YouTube actually you benefit for liking other people's videos and interacting and putting comments on videos. YouTube actually pushes those videos out because they want more real people than AI. So, and right now AI is a big thing for some reason. But anyway, thanks again. I love you. Please like, subscribe if you want to. You can always unsubscribe, and it's free. So subscribe to me. I love you. God bless. Have a good one.